Rolling.
Oh, yeah, 4 pre-rolls this week, including Tecovas. If cowboy boots are on the holiday wish list, gift the gift of Tecovas. Their Western boots for men and women are handcrafted from premium bovine and exotic hides in a variety of timeless and fashion-forward styles that'll have everyone on your list saying yeehaw. Start off gifting season on the right foot at tecovas.com. That's TECOVAS.com. Don't go gently, y'all. I sound so natural saying y'all. I'm also natural drinking my Trade coffee every week. It is a great holiday gift. A subscription to Trade is the perfect gift for any coffee lover. I love getting coffee at home. Give the gift of coffee at home. From now through Christmas, Trade is offering 15% off all gift subscriptions at drinktrade.com/JRVP. Shop now through Christmas to save. That's drinktrade.com/JRVP for 15% off all gift subscriptions through Christmas. Also want to thank Factor. Cross meal prepping off your list this holiday season with Factor. Head to factormeals.com/JRVP. Use the code JRVP50 to get 50% off. Again, that's code JRVP50 at factormeals.com/JRVP50 to get 50% off. And finally, shop TommyJohn.com/JRVP right now for the holidays and get 20% off your first order. I'm wearing my Tommy Johns right now. I wear them a little extra snug on show day just to feel alive. Save 20% for a limited time at TommyJohn.com/JRVP. TommyJohn.com/JRVP. See site for details. Talked to Anthony a little bit before the show. He seems rested. He feels fresh, and he's ready to talk about a badass Siberian tiger, an old woman falling down a well, and how Anthony originally became an asshole. All in episode 227 of the Jeselnik and Rosenthal Vanity Project. JRVP.
Junior Vice President.
Park the car in Harvard Yard. It's not that hard. Starting a little late tonight. Had to, due to rehearsal schedule of mine, we had to come in here at 8 p.m. Pacific time, make Aaron come in, leave his daughter and wife outside their home, shivering, to come here and help us do this. Thank you, Aaron. We're sorry the episode is late tonight. But listen, we're back. It's live. We're back in. We're doing it week to week. My long national nightmare of being on the road a little too much is now over. I do not have to get another airplane for the rest of 2023. I'm driving to San Diego on Thursday for 4 sold-out shows. And right after the Late Show Friday, I drive back. I go home, get home late Friday night. Saturday, I've been invited to go see Queens of the Stone Age at the Forum. I'm going to do that. I'm very excited about that. And then I am done. Fucking done. What am I doing for Liz's birthday? Not a goddamn thing. That's not happening. Christmas?
Yeah.
I might. The fact that I've got to go with you to the NFL and sit there. Well, you talk about what's the game? What's the game Christmas
It's a
Day?
great game.
Is it?
Ravens 49ers. Is the nightcap,
Okay.
the one I'm working. But you're not really going to go to the NFL studios and watch me.
I would have hung out. I mean, listen, they'd be happy to have me there, and I would just be like, but I might not. Chances are I'll be spending Christmas with my dog. Liz is going home to visit family. We have, again, our birthdays are December 21st and 22nd. And then we'll celebrate those, and then she will take off, and I will just have dog time.
I have a sporting event you might want to attend.
Whoa,
Aaron.
You need to clear your throat there.
Yeah, just a little. Connor McDavid will be here December 30th.
Get
against
the fuck
Kings.
out.
Yeah.
You know, I saw Connor McDavid play the Kings last year when I went.
Oh yeah.
And
with the playoffs. Yeah.
Yeah, and
I did too.
it was great.
I would do that. Yeah, we're around. We'll talk post-show.
Sure.
Christmas. The family is gone. I know you didn't want to go see Lakers Celtics on Christmas Day, but maybe I'll try to.
I went to a Christmas Day Lakers Clippers game with my brother once, and we left at halftime. It was more of a family thing than even normal there, and I wasn't into it. But I did last year, my birthday, go see Calgary Flames versus the Kings, and that was fun just to be at a game. So we'll see what happens. We'll do something. Let me explain what happened to me this weekend. Listen, I've been burning the candle at all the ends. I threw the candle into the fire in September and then just watched that bitch melt. And it's been tough, but I've been doing it, and I'm seeing the end coming up, and I was very excited to go to Boston. Doing 6 sold-out shows at the Wilbur was a big deal to me. I was pumped. I was excited to go to Foxwoods. Always enjoy Foxwoods. It was going to be a kind of easy weekend because I could just stay in the one hotel in Boston and just be there for a week. I was pumped. At the end of last weekend, or the weekend before, it was Portland, Seattle, Vancouver. Liz gets a little sick. I'm feeling a little sick, but I'm like, I'm okay. I'm better than Liz. And I'm like, things are coming and going as we go. I'm testing myself for COVID whenever I feel like I need to, and I'm always negative. I have not had COVID the entire time that COVID has been a thing, like emails. And because I'm not feeling well before I leave for Boston, Liz and I COVID test, at-home COVID test, negative. And I'm like, okay, but I'd like to see a doctor because I'm doing this TV taping, which is tomorrow now, this Wednesday. And I don't want to like get worse by doing all these shows in Boston. So we land Tuesday night in Boston. We go to sleep Wednesday, 2 p.m. A doctor comes to our hotel room to look at us. And I'm like, just give me what you need so that in a week I'm good. I just want to make sure. But I think I'm not too bad.
How does that work? You just call a doctor and they come.
Tour manager finds a doctor to come to make a house call. It's expensive, but it's what I had to do. And I don't do this normally. I'm normally just like let's gut it out. And within 5 minutes, she's like, "You both have COVID. You both have COVID." We talk about when we started to feel symptoms, like now that we realize we have it. And she's like, "I bet you have like 2 or 3 days, and you should be good." And it was the kind of thing where if I'm lying down, which I did for like the whole time, I feel fine. I'm like, I wouldn't know I was sick. I stand up and I'm feeling it. I walk up 2 stairs and I'm really feeling it. That I was like, oh, this is what COVID is. I've heard all about it. And had to postpone 1 show Wednesday night, 2 shows Thursday, and then my Foxwood shows. I hated to do it. I hated to cancel that Cleveland show because of the weather. It sucks. It feels like a total failure just by having canceled. I'd rather have a bad show than cancel a show. So like I'm sitting around Boston in this hotel room, a nice place, resting, drinking tons of fluids, trying to get this out of me. We're going on walks, with the masks, and it didn't feel good. It didn't feel like a night off. It felt like failure. I hated it. And so I was able to I tested negative Friday night and was able to do my Saturday shows and my Sunday show. And it just sucked to even get the paycheck at the end of the weekend and think of how it would have been double. I was mad. I'm going back.
That's what you were mad about?
It's the whole thing. It left a bad taste in my mouth. It didn't seem like I accomplished anything, even though I did 3 great shows in Boston. In Boston, I've forgotten. Every show was Late Show Friday in Boston. The heckles I would get were so funny. A woman on Sunday, and I'm killing. So anyone who yelled out, like someone yelled out, I'm like, I mentioned Alabama, and some guy just screams out, Boston's more racist than Alabama. And I was like, why did you say that? I wasn't talking about racism. I wasn't talking about Boston. Why did you yell that? A woman yells out in the middle of the Sunday show. I'm like 15 minutes in. And she's like, what neighborhood do you live in LA? Just like that. Like 2 rows back. And I'm like, the shut the fuck up neighborhood. The one you can't afford. Like, do not talk again. And then I see a security guard go over to him, but you can't talk. And she goes, I don't have to listen to this. Like talking about me. And she was with her husband or like a group of guys who were not going to leave. So she was like, I don't have to talk to me. Like, yeah, you do have to listen. Like, you can leave if you want, but you have to do this. So she just sat there texting herself while the guys at her table were loving me. That I was like, this is Boston to me. It's just like someone's got to be weird and entitled. But I loved it. I enjoyed all the hecklers in Boston. I loved that theater. It was really fun. I'm so sorry that I got taken down. I guess COVID's going around again. Again, first time for me. First time for Liz. We were shocked. And again, the at-home test was negative. I would have loved to have I would have preferred to not get on the plane, and just have the whole week at home with my dog. Instead, I'm in a hotel room locked away with a mask. So that really sucked. But what made it all better was Sunday night, got a little visit from Tom and Debby. Big Tom, little Debbie, made the drive, got picked up, had a chauffeured car take them from the vineyard to Boston.
My parents.
To Greg's parents, and came to the show, and then I took them to dinner afterwards with Liz and my opener Kelly. And I did the thing at the end of the show where I'm like, I've got special guests here. I don't know where they're sitting, but the special guests, I'd love you to introduce them to you. Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause. And in the moment, I'm thinking about saying, if you guys know my podcast, you know the Jeselnik Rosenthal Vanity Project.
JRVP. Junior Vice President.
You know the parents I'm talking about, but I didn't say that. I just said, give it up for Tom and Debby Rosenthal. And it was a confused clap. It was like, a lot of people being like, woo, and I couldn't, they were up in the mezzanine, I guess, so I didn't even see them. But they stood up and clapped. They said people around them were like, oh my God, Tom and Debby. And then took them to dinner and had a blast. And I told them, this is the funniest quote. I said, listen, guys, I don't meet anybody after shows, but I'm thrilled to take you both to dinner. And your dad goes, yeah, right. We'll listen to the podcast this week, see how you really feel. And I thought that was hilarious. Your dad was super charming. I basically talked to your mom most of the time. We were sitting off like next to each other. And then your dad talked to Kelly and Liz and was so charming, having a great time. The girls were laughing. And my favorite quote of your dad's was he said, he's like, where she's talking about her work. Because Liz went to college, went to art school in Boston. So she got to go back and visit. There was like a photo book auction where like alumni come back and you can bid on books. And she went and saw all her old professors. And of all the people that Liz went to school with, she's like the only one still who's still a photographer. You know, who's still like, this is what she does. So she's like conquering hero coming in. Everybody wants to talk to her. And found out an artist that I bought a photograph from, this guy Mark Steinmetz, who I love. I love his work. I bought a picture for myself. I bought a print for my brother for a homecoming present or a housewarming present. They were like, oh, he knows. He's a fan of Anthony's. And someone told him, I guess I must have mentioned it in the podcast. And they emailed Mark Steinmetz and were like, yeah, Jeselnik bought your work. And they're like, oh, you should email him and tell him you're a fan. And I'm like, I'm psyched to talk to Mark Steinmetz. He's great. And Liz was pumped talking about her work, and your dad goes, oh yeah, I went to your Instagram. And she goes, oh, you did? Like thinking that he's like, oh, he's checking out her work. Like he's like, yeah, you're a great photographer. And he goes, oh yeah, heard you mention on the pod. And I go, I got to see what she looks like. And went online to search what you look like. And I was like, that's hilarious.
That is why people go to Instagrams.
Yeah, but
more than any other reason.
It was fun to take Tom and Debby out to dinner. Again, I told them afterwards, I was like, you guys bought me so many dinners 25 years ago. I was thrilled to return the favor. But I will say, here the funniest part, is they are, Greg, so stoned.
Stop.
So stoned at dinner. And I'm like, did you guys get high? And they go, how do you like it? You think we forgot about what you would do to us in New Orleans? You think we forgot about the plethora of brunches you guys showed up high to?
They never do.
They never knew, but they talked.
Maybe they did know.
They mentioned that we talked about in the podcast, and they were like, "Yeah, you know, you told us that." And I go, "Hey, you guys were the only two in that whole restaurant who didn't know we were stoned. We came in hot. We came in hot.
I feel like we would leave. It was like Commanders, and we didn't. Did we go outside to smoke during lunch?
No, we would just smoke like before, then go in. And then get those serious munchies.
I've never heard my dad called charming before.
He was nice. Again, and I said this to you before we were talking.
Way to go, Dad! I'm glad you got it in you.
We've never whenever we hang out with Tom, it's like you and me, maybe Dean. You know, there's never like girls there. Tom was like, "Oh, let me turn it on for the ladies." You know, they're both late 20s, early 30s. He's into it. He's very into it. That I was psyched they made the trip, and happy that I could like. You know, have them come in my car, take them to dinner, take them back to their hotel afterwards. It was awesome. It was an honor that they came to see me. Thank you so much.
Weird that, you know, you just kind of sectioned off my mom, and it was just all about you and my mom for dinner.
Listen, I'm on Team Tom and Debby, okay, but I'm the captain of Team Debby. I'm gonna sit and talk to Debby. We talked books. We talked life. It was wonderful. I had a great time.
No, you made them feel great. I just spoke with them on the way here, actually, and they just had a beautiful time. And my mom was like, "Oh, I know Anthony's such a nice person, but I didn't know he was that nice a person." You know, like she felt very warm from it, and they felt cool because they talked to everyone. Were they really high? I believe it.
No, they were not high. They were not.
I actually would buy it. I don't know. They get into some stuff, I think, on the island, but they were talking a lot with the people behind them at the show, and they just thought like everyone around them was your biggest fan. Like they had seen you in many places. They had seen you many times, and my dad said in his words, like Anthony would sneeze and they would just go crazy laughing, just like huge laughter. And they were talking.
Let me interrupt you. I did not sneeze. Like I know what he's saying. He's saying any little thing I would do, but I did not sneeze on stage. That would have been bad.
But they hadn't said that their son works with you or whatever. And when you called them up, Tom and Debbie, they were listeners of the pod and they went wild. That like, I can't believe you're Tom and Debbie. So that was exciting.
Yeah, it was awesome. They were celebrities for a day, celebrities for a lifetime. Tom and Debbie, thank you so much. How were your couple of weeks without me? I mean, last week's episode was pre-taped, and then this. What have you been up to?
We're getting ready for Rosenthal Christmas this Saturday. I know not everyone celebrates around the country. It's just us four. December 16th. It's the annual Saturday before my family leaves me for the holidays. Mm-hmm. We are going to the Rams Saints game, which is another official celebration. I think that's the 21st, and then they're leaving the next night. So I've been, getting things ready, like bringing them to. We went to this holiday. It wasn't really holiday lights, but thing down in Palos Verdes. I'm the only one that likes the holidays in my house. I mean, the kids like it, but Emeka has no use for it. So I gotta add all the enthusiasm.
That's okay. Someone's got to be the Christmas cheer. Liz's Christmas cheer. Liz wants to get the tree. We haven't gotten one yet because we've been on the road. Liz really likes watching Home Alone and Home Alone 2, which, by the way, controversial statement, Home Alone 2 fucking sucks. Home Alone 1, stone classic. Home Alone 2 fucking sucks. Home Alone 3, stone classic again.
Whoa.
Yeah. They recast. Macaulay Culkin was holding them back in 2. And so they recast. They got a new kid in there. And he's, I believe, Aaron, am I right on this? Was that Harrison Ford?
Yeah.
Sure. I wanna have my kids watch it. Like, they don't watch any movies, but I think I'm gonna try to get them to watch a little Home Alone.
Get them to see Home Alone.
I did have a very proud dad moment this week, which I don't know why it made me think I should share this with you when it happened, which is I came downstairs and Walker was on my computer and he was reading like a really analytically based breakdown of the 9 best MVP candidates in the NFL, written by one of my friends, Bill Barnwell, who almost more than anyone I respect, like, in our business, and we both knew each other when we were just starting out, and we would, like, hang out in New York a little bit, like 20 years ago, and he's had a great career.
Barnwell's legit. I don't know them all, but Barnwell's legit.
One of the best writers and a great guy. And to see my son reading this, like, deep dive with, like, all these numbers about the MVP of my friend Bill Barnwell, and then he's like, "Oh, don't you know Bill Barnwell? Weren't you on his show one time?" And I was just like, I don't know. It was a feeling of pride, satisfaction, love that your dog could never give you.
I mean, my dog, my dog doesn't love Barnwell. My dog thinks it's like a little too much. It's like, hey, you don't need 9. After like week 12, we don't need that shit. Let's back it up a little bit. My dog's a Bomani Jones dog.
Okay.
My dog loves Bomani because I think it's a video. It's more like he likes the humor. Barnwell, I'll say it, not for dogs. Not for dogs.
It feels good. Now I have kids old enough to do things like this. You feel it.
Speaking of sports, I thought of you this weekend because I was very excited when Shohei Ohtani signed with Los Angeles Dodgers.
So was I.
Greg's son Walker is a huge Shohei fan. I bought him a bunch of T-shirts, a few months ago of Shohei Ohtani, and they were like team neutral. It wasn't Angels Ohtani because I was like, he's going to leave. So I'm like, let me get something.
Did you get Ellis one too? I thought you did. Yeah.
I think I may have. I may have gotten different sizes. And then I was like, oh, like we get to watch him all the time. I can't wait for this season just to go buy tickets and watch Shohei Ohtani hit. He'll pitch in a year, but I want to see him hit. I love the guy. I'm pumped he's there. Aaron, you must be excited. You're a St. Louis Cardinals fan, but you love greatness. You want to see Babe Ruth. You know, if you drive down to see a game, we got Babe Ruth now.
The home opener is against the Cardinals.
And what are you? You said you had questions about the contract.
Well, yeah, I'm just so the amount already 700 was insane, and then to find out that he's deferring 680 million of it.
Yeah, but that's he makes hundreds of millions a year on endorsements alone.
Yeah,
he wants to win. He's going to win. And that Bobby Bonilla deal is the sweetest deal in all of sports. Of course you want that.
Well, why is that sweet?
Way more than this.
It's sweet because apparently he avoids paying like California state taxes. And by the time they pay him, he'll be probably back living in Japan, and it somehow is
sure,
cheaper.
but you just get paid more. It's like he's getting his money.
He's not getting
He's not
interest.
sacrificing a goddamn thing. His endorsement deals are insane, and by letting the team use that money to pay people now to play with him.
They're gonna have to pay it eventually, though. That part I don't get, but I am psyched. I'm gonna have to fucking figure out, to like how to get Spectrum cable, like just the online package. This is annoying. Like if I want to watch Dodgers games.
Really? You can't?
I don't have
Dodgers
cable.
games aren't? Oh,
I mean,
cable.
I'm going to have to get the app. I'm sure they
Okay.
have a way that you can just stream it, but it's just annoying because I hate that company.
I have the Spectrum.
Take my money. It's weird because it's not like that much closer than Anaheim, but it is. It's enough that it's going to make a big time
It's
difference.
closer to me. I'm going to go all the time.
Literally the day he was there, we happened to be out and we bought like Emika was like, sweet. Now we can just. This is what she was rooting for. She wanted to become a Dodgers fan. And now that it happened, she just like bought a Dodgers hat that day. So it's like that's gonna happen with a lot of people. Her mom texted us the next day, like on the national news. There was some reporter on the 3rd Street Promenade in Santa Monica outside the Dodgers store, and she's like, "Oh, look, this is right down the street from you." It's like they're our team now.
I like I saw criticism online. They were like, "Will Shohei Ohtani be able to handle the bright lights of Los Angeles?" Shohei Ohtani is the bright lights.
Yeah,
he struck out Mike Trout in the bottom of the 9th. In the fucking World Baseball Classic.
Yeah.
He is fucking clutch. As clutch as you can be without ever having played in a Major League Baseball playoff game. But I bought a hat. It's on its way. I'm wearing the Pirates now. I was hoping Ohtani would go Pirates. I heard it was Pirates Dodgers. And the Pirates were like, no, we want to pay you now. We don't want to defer. We want to get rid of this money. It's burning a hole. And now it's time for Did We Get Any Notes?
Did we get any notes? Notes. Did we get any notes? Notes. Did we get any notes?
Maybe. I don't even care right now. I'm in pure concentrated hell. Coming back from a week in Boston, having missed a bunch with COVID, flying back at 6 a.m. on Monday, landing, going straight into the studio to go over script. Today, rehearsing, working out the kinks. Tomorrow, I film. And then Thursday morning, I leave to drive to San Diego, 4 shows, come back. This is a lot right now.
I'm a little surprised you're here. Are you at all worried that being here tonight is going to take away your energy from your TV show tomorrow?
When you have multiple things at once, it's easier. If I only have the TV show, that's all I'm focused on. I can't really do anything else. When I've got like, hey, I'm here at rehearsal. I got a hard out at 7, so I can get to the podcast studio at 8. That makes it easier. Having the shows to think about, like I don't have to do too much. That we'll see. And I'm not going to talk too much about the show. It's a pilot. We'll see what happens. I'll keep you posted. And we'll talk about it at some point, but it's a lot right now, and I'm going to be at my best tomorrow. I'm excited for it and to see what happens. It's a fun little show, and it's a lot of unscripted kind of riffing sort of stuff. There's like a skeleton, and then it's kind of my job to inject, and it's a lot of my friends on the show, so I am excited. And if it's good enough to get on TV, then you'll enjoy it. And maybe it's going to suck. I don't know, and it won't get picked up. But it seems fun. It got offered to me. I was surprised by the offer, and I've enjoyed the people I've worked with, and I'm excited to tape this tomorrow. We'll see how it is. We'll see what happens.
I mean, maybe it'll be great, and it won't get picked up.
I don't think so. What we're dealing with here, I mean, I'll get into it if we do get picked up. But
maybe
maybe
it'll suck and it'll get picked up.
That could happen too. It could be middle of the road, but I'm going to have fun doing it. So we'll see. I'll keep you posted as things happen, but I'm not really looking at notes right now. I will say this. I have gotten a bunch of bracelets, but I have not opened them yet. I came in, Aaron was like, you've got a ton of these here. I want to wait.
Oh, was that what that box was?
There's a bunch of different stuff, and I'm going to open them. We've got one more podcast of the year next week, which we'll record on time. Like, we're not doing a double thing tonight. And then I'm going to open them all up and make sure I have the addresses and everything so you can get your albums. But I'm excited to see these. I've enjoyed seeing people online saying they're making them, they're into it. The Suck My Dick America bracelet will be dope, and I will have several of them, and you will see it. I will flash that bitch until someone tries to kill me.
Yeah, and to the people that sent us your address to email corner because they couldn't figure out how to include it elsewhere, I'm not keeping track of that. I don't know that. It's going to get messed up.
A couple bracelets, one for you, one for me, came to my manager's office, which is okay. It's going to get picked up. But the address for All Things Comedy is online somewhere. And it's not where we record. It's like a different one that Aaron picks things up at.
Why don't we just say it? Do we know it? Aaron, do you have it?
Do you want to say it?
The address that they go to?
Yeah.
I mean, you can find this and get back to us if you want. I do have some notes if you want a second, which is just a little housekeeping. We're here this week. We're back next Tuesday, which will be December 19th. And then, like a lot of podcasts, we are off for a couple weeks for the holidays. So, the Billy, he wants a great work-life balance. And the All Things Comedy Studios, they're just closed for a couple weeks.
That's because Billy comes in here and he does his 48-hour podcast for the holidays, where he raises money for kids who can't smile. Like where they have, it's not a cleft lip thing, it's just they can't smile.
Yeah.
And he raises money for them by doing a 48-hour.
Their emo.
Yeah. It's get kids, turn that emo upside demo, is what Billy likes to say. And so he'll be in there during the holidays. We can't record.
I also wanted to mention, I took off my jacket here. If you're watching on YouTube, it was kind of a sexy little strip tease here, and wearing this shirt from my friend Jono Barnes. We're not friends, but he sent me this in the mail, and I thought it was a cool New Orleans shirt. It's like a Tulane Saints. I don't even know, but check it out there.
It's the Tulane colors for sure.
Yeah, it is a Tulane shirt. I mean, but I think you can get it in Saints colors too. It's a New Orleans thing. Shout out to Tulane, whose 2-year run in the top 25 of being relevant in college football is over.
And the coach is gone.
They lost in a big spot and in their conference championship, and their coach was gone 6 hours later. So we'll see you in 20 years. It's about an every 20 years thing.
It's a Bowden situation. It's a Tommy Bowden situation. Last announcement I make before Aaron drops that address on you. Last week I mentioned that my new special, which will be recorded in Milwaukee, was going to Netflix, and it was a done deal. Not so fast, Rodriguez. Someone else came in and blew it all open again, and so it's a process now. It's all good news. I believe I'm still going to go Milwaukee. It's all just really good things. That, again, when the dust settles in a week or two, then I will let you know. But maybe not Netflix. Maybe though. I'm happy to go to Netflix. I'm happy to go to this other place. Aaron, you want to drop that address?
Yeah, they might be annoyed if I do, but it's 1015 West Isabel Street, Burbank, California, 91506.
Again, it's out there, but we've gotten a lot so far. I assume if you've made one, you're not just waiting for us to drop the address. You've already sent it out.
It's also getting late at this point. It might be too late.
It might be too late, but now you have that address. And that was, did we get any notes?
Did we get any notes? Did we get any notes? Did we get any notes?
I've seen some notes where people say they're getting sick of the music that we play all the time. And listen, we're not playing that music. Aaron plays it live each time. He only knows so many songs.
Yeah.
We don't have a choice. And if I did have a choice, I would choose to keep doing it the way we're doing it. Learn to love the songs.
You think we can afford Roger Goodell and the Gadettes anymore? No, that was an NFL thing.
Mm-hmm. We were spoiled.
We were swimming in it.
Yeah. We didn't get paid so that we could use those songs. Now
true.
We're making money. We can't use those songs.
Yeah, little known fact, Anthony did that entire NFL season for free. Actually, it's not a little known fact because I think you talked about it all the
constantly.
time.
Get me a car. All I wanted was a car. And I didn't know how much money we were throwing away. If we had gone to All Things Comedy for that, you would have gotten fired. You would not still be at the NFL, and we would have made a lot of money, comparatively.
I would have lost in the end, but yeah, okay.
All right, and now it's time to take it down to a place where something's a thing. It's Email Corner.
Email corner. Emails are a thing. Email corner. It's email corner.
Guys, emails are a thing. Whether I'm here, whether I've got COVID, whether I'm in Boston, whether Shohei Ohtani is playing for the Dodgers or the Angels, emails, they are a thing. There was a funny comment. I don't even remember what it was. I won't get into it. I saw a comment today that was referring to emails are a thing. It really made me laugh. No credit. We like to let you guys email us at jrvpjuniorvicepresident@gmail.com. Ask us some questions. Last couple weeks, I've been burdened with fame and having to put on the best show anyone's ever seen since Taylor Swift died. Greg's been picking the emails. Greg, you got 3 of them here. Read them to me.
I know there's a certain feeling. I see all these emails, and you can only feel, you can only pick 3.
It's like choosing between your kids.
It's just feel bad for all the emails lost, but they amuse me. The first one asks you, Anthony, that you mentioned in one of the most recent episodes, the Carnegie Hall story, the person who was rude to your manager. And they asked, has there been a time where a venue or someone from a venue has been rude to you personally, not your manager? And what happened?
Yes, and this is why it makes me so furious when something like this happens, because it never happens. Their whole job at the venue is to make the artist happy. And I am not a diva. I am not high maintenance. I am extremely polite. It's easy with me. I'm an easy one to deal with. So when someone is a dick at all, it's like, what are you doing? This is like, you're bad at your job. And it's insane to upset the artist. Everyone else bends over backwards for divas, whatever it is. You just say yes and get them through the show. And only once has it happened. There is a chain of comedy clubs in the United States called the Funny Bone. Right? There's a lot of cities have them. It's either the Funny Bone or Improv, and there's some independent ones. And I cut out the entire Funny Bone chain from my career after doing the Funny Bone in Columbus, Ohio, in probably 2010 or 11. I go to this comedy club, and I think I've told the story before, but I go to the club and I fly in Wednesday night. It's LA to Columbus. I get in, there's the guy who books the place is supposed to pick me up, and he books all the Funny Bones in the country. And he's supposed to pick me up. He lives in Columbus. No, he's not there. And I call him and I'm like, hey, it's 11 o'clock at night, and I wake him up. And I'm like, hey, I'm at the airport. And he goes, what? I thought you were coming in tomorrow. I'm like, no, you didn't. You didn't think I missed the Thursday show to come in at 11 p.m. on Thursday. That's wrong. But I'm here. We're going to deal with it. I go, I'm going to just get a taxi and go to the hotel. And he goes, no, you can't. I didn't get the hotel for you tonight. I've got to come pick you up and take you to a different hotel to check in there for the night. And then I'll take you to the real hotel the next night. So I'm a little annoyed, but I'm okay. People make mistakes. He picks me up, and I'm like, okay, so my opener's coming in tomorrow. And he goes, no, she's not. And I go, what are you talking about? And he goes, I got an opener for you. It's not in your contract. You get to pick your opener. And everyone just lets me do that. They're not losing any money. I pay for their hotel room. I pay for the opener's flight. You just put up who I tell you to put up. And it's insane to argue with me on that. So I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, I already brought this guy in. He's already here. He drove in. I'm like, well, he can MC, but this is my opener. And he's like, no, it's not in your contract. And I'm like, what is going on? Why are you being so... You should be kissing my ass because I've been okay with you not picking me up. And he pulls up to the hotel and he goes, well, I probably shouldn't tell you this, but I'll be honest with you. Your agent had some clients in here a couple months ago and he really raked me over the coals for the contract, so I'm taking that on you. And I go, all right. And I get my bag, I go into the hotel, and I call Berkowitz right away. And I go, listen to what the fuck this guy just did. I want to get in a plane right now and skip all these shows. And I'm never doing any of this guy's clubs again. And he goes, Burke goes, don't do that. These are your fans. Your fans don't know about any of this. They want to come see you. These are sold out shows. Just do the shows, and I'll talk to this guy and tell him to leave you alone. And Burke called him and was like, what are you doing? Like, this kid is a nice kid, didn't do anything to you. Like, you got a problem with me, talk to me. And then the guy kind of apologizes. But I'm so pissed that I just refused to speak to him. We did all the shows. And I remember at the end of the weekend, he goes like, are we going to be good? And I just go, no. And then I left, and I was like, never do a funny bone, an entire chain ever again. And I've asked about this guy. His name's Dave Stroop. And everyone's like, he's cool. I don't know what happened. I don't know why he was like that to you, but I don't care why. The fact that it happened is so shocking that I will never do a funny bone. If I get to the point in my career where I can't get into the improvs, I can't get into the comic clubs, and I've got to go to funny bones, I'm done. I'm never performing there ever again. If Dave Stroop might not even book him anymore. It might be somebody else. I don't care.
He might be dead.
They're done. I think I would have heard. People would have told me. I've told this story many times. Yeah. No one's ever rude to the artist. I'm never rude to anyone.
I've never heard of it.
Great.
Don't you have a statute of limitations that the rest of the funny bone, maybe don't go back to the Columbus one, but it's been 10 years.
Not only that, did I not go back to the Columbus one. When I was in Columbus, he tells me, he's talking, he's like, yeah, the fall's really tough for us because everyone's such a huge Ohio State fan that no one comes to any shows Saturday nights. So in the fall, we really have to make we have to make sure we sell out Friday. So, or otherwise we're in trouble. And so when I would go back to Columbus to do a theater, I would go in the fall and I would do it on a Friday because I wanted to hurt that business.
See, this is why I picked
this
question,
That's
trying to set you up. I didn't know what the story was, but I had a feeling you had a good one.
I get mad thinking about it. No one is mean to me at the venue. It was unbelievable.
That's awesome. Our next one's from Esther Peters. Love that name. Anthony, Greg, and Aaron. Would you rather shit your pants in a stuck elevator with 5 other passengers or violently puke in a packed subway car? Love you guys.
I think this is a gimme.
Yeah, it's a little too easy, but I picked it anyways.
I think this is 100% easy. Aaron, what would you do?
I don't think I'm with you guys. I think I shit my pants in the elevator.
That's insane.
The elevator's stuck for hours, or
just says you're in a stuck elevator.
Yeah. I listen. You want to puke in the subway?
Yeah.
You shit the pants. It's your pants.
Yeah.
You puke in a subway. It's everyone else's problem, and you can bounce. Wipe your mouth off.
I hate vomiting,
and you're good
so much.
No one likes it, but in between, shitting your pants is always worse. I would rather do almost anything else than shit my pants.
I totally agree with Anthony. I figured if you asked 100 people, you're getting 99 pukes, and then Aaron.
Yeah.
The last time I vomited was at an airport in Burma.
Is that why it fucking smells in here all the time, by the way?
When's the last time you shit your pants?
Probably high school.
You said that in a way that I think it was recent, real recent. No, you puke you puke in a subway car. People are like, who did that? You shit in the elevator. Everyone knows.
Yeah, you jump out. I mean, I almost would disagree even with the premise that you don't like puking. Of course I don't like puking, but unlike shitting in your pants, puking always makes you feel better. I've never puked and said, I regret it. I always feel better than I did a minute before.
Exactly. You shit your pants, you feel worse, and then you got to live with it. You got to throw out those pants. You got to throw out those Tommy Johns. I'm not doing that.
It's going to mentally scar you. I think there's going to be a whole bunch of things. Even being with kids that shit their pants is a horrifying ordeal, and it's understandable when it happens to a young child. But even witnessing that and being around that's a lot.
Yeah.
I'd rather puke on a crowded subway than even have my kids shit their pants, even when they were younger. Definitely now.
Yeah.
All right.
100%. 100%, Aaron. You're crazy.
You're wrong.
I just envision I'm in the elevator and I'm leaving this place so I can deal with it.
Yeah, but everyone knows it was you.
Subway, I'm going somewhere.
The other people in the elevator aren't trying to figure it out. They're like, hey, does something smell? And they're just looking at you, Aaron. You're the fucking worst.
I picture myself on a crowded subway, not feeling well, doors open.
Yes.
Right before I leave, I turn back and puke all over everybody and take off. That is the ideal situation.
No, you do it. You do it suddenly. You do it in the corner, And hopefully, you try to time it right when the door is open and then get the fuck out of there.
I think it's so crowded.
But even
you're
then,
just
you can go
throwing
to the
it
next
through.
car over. Worst case scenario. They're not going to know.
Hey guys, what's up? Those people back there are acting weird. Had to come over here.
All right, our final one is from Gramps. It says he's not a grandpa, it's just his nickname. Big fan of your stand-up, Anthony. Listen to the pod weekly. You're the best. Greg, you're okay too. By the way, a lot of ambivalent emails about me this week about not really loving me. Actually, it was really just one, but it was sticking in my head. It was not a fan of me. I was like, is this guy kidding? And he wasn't kidding. So this episode's for you, fuckface. This question's though for Anthony. I saw your show in Vancouver this past weekend. Fourth time that he saw you live. Gets better every time. Pure comedic gold. Okay, here we go. Back in 2014, first time he saw you, Thousand Oaks. You took questions. He shouted, "How did you become such an asshole?" A bunch of people in the crowd gasped and oh'd, but they're a bunch of pussies. You shushed them. You took the question. You said you would explain it later. You answered it for the most part through a bit of an origin story, but I wanted you to elaborate. Have you always been an asshole? Is that how you are to people in your personal life? If it's just the stick, I know you hate that word. When did you realize the heel or bad guy persona was going to work? Was there a defining moment?
I know there's a defining moment when I knew the heel thing was going to work. I knew I enjoyed it. I knew when people were assholes in movies, like the funny asshole I always thought was very funny. You know, the Vince Vaughn kind of thing I thought was really hilarious. And, you know, my friends' older brothers, the people who were really, essential to your sense of humor growing up, it was like the older kids that you would get to hang out with sometimes. You didn't always get the joke, but you knew they were funny. I was like that. And I truly believe, I look back on with a little regret on the way I was in high school and college, like where I didn't have it down yet, where I was more of just like a dick. Like it wasn't as funny. It was a little more mean-spirited that like people would laugh, but the person I was saying it to wouldn't. And I got away with it enough. But over the years, I've kind of realized how to thread the needle, that I can be an asshole and still it's funny. That it's just kind of, I wouldn't say it's like compromising or sanding the edges. I just know how to do it better. That being blunt, you know, is an easier way to walk through life. Like my friend Blair Saki, who we were just talking about, was on the road with me, and she's like, I'll be like, why didn't you? She'll tell a story. I'm like, why didn't you just say this? Like that happened to me, and I was like, go fuck yourself. I'm not doing that. And she'll laugh and be like, I can't say that, but you can. So it's like it kind of opened it up that by having an asshole-ish sense of humor lets you be blunt and get away with it. But now I take more pride in saying like a real asshole comment that everyone laughs at and the person's not like hurt. I don't want to hurt people unless I feel like I need to. Unless I get a Dave Stroop situations. I like to be able to pull the knife out, but I think it shows a little more skill, a little more maturity that I was able to kind of just, you know, instead of just saying something mean that other people would laugh at, saying something mean that the person you're saying it to also laughs at. And it was just always trying to be funny and I guess trying to protect myself a little bit. I wouldn't say I was bullied, but I wasn't always, you know, the life of the party. That I'm sure was a defense mechanism in a way, and one that worked for me.
Look at you.
But I thought it was funny, and I worked to be great at it. And I think it's maturity.
I guess we were kind of assholes in college a little bit. I'll throw myself in there.
Also, getting fucked up, like being drunk and doing it, it's like something you think is really funny. You're actually kind of an asshole. Being stoned, you know, you're kind of an asshole. But we were very funny, and I think people liked us. But we definitely not crossed lines.
It was more our friends. I mean,
burned some bridges.
Yeah, Paul McGoldrick's just now getting through the part of therapy that was like the year living together.
Any of our roommates had PTSD for sure. For sure.
I also think it's partly just maybe it's East Coast, maybe it's Pittsburgh, maybe it's Massachusetts. I'm going to recommend something later. I thought of it while you were telling your story of your shows in Boston, but one of the lines in the movie was just like, everyone's angry here. This is Massachusetts. Mm-hmm. Like everyone's angry all the time. That's sort of the MO. And it took a while at Tulane to be like, oh, you're just being an asshole. Like ruthlessly mocking your friends is not like the way to go through it unless everyone's on the same page. I
think about Bradley Cooper talking about getting sober, saying he was at a dinner party, and that who's the guy from Three Lists or whatever it is, the podcast with
Jason Bateman.
It's Jason Bateman, but it was the other guy.
Will Arnett.
They're at a dinner party, and the next day, Will Arnett comes over to his house and knocks on the door. They live down the street. And he's like, Bradley, how did you think dinner went last night? And he goes, I think I killed it, man. I was on fire. I was like hilarious. He goes, I think you were a fucking asshole. Like, I think you need to take care of yourself a little better. And like and he was like, he realized he was drunk, just like, popping off, and it just like ruined the party. When you're drunk, you think you're killing it. You're laughing hard, so you think everyone's laughing, and he realized he hadn't been. And I think that is a moment that you either figure out or you don't. But I think I tried to, I kind of got that message, throughout my life. And again, I'm 40. I'll be 45 years old in just in a week and a half. So it's hard won, and I like it better now. I feel better, but I'm still kind of an asshole. But I've just become smooth operator, and that was.
Are you guys psyched for Bradley Cooper's new movie? Because I know you guys love symphony conductor movies.
I am not. Okay. I am. I'm team Oppenheimer. I'm team. I would have been team Napoleon. The Golden Globe nominations came out this week, and I like that they have stand-up comedy nominations now for the Golden Globes, which has never been a thing. And someone described it, they should have named the category comedians your dad's heard of, because they missed the best specials of the year, in my opinion. Nonne Bargatze, and the people who got nominated, fine. Nonne Bargatze, no John Mulaney, shocker, no Mark Maron. Those are my three favorites of the year. I could have thrown Tom Segura in there easily, but I was surprised by that. But I haven't seen a lot of the movies. What's your favorite movie of the year?
Well, that's our next episode. We gotta break down. Although I don't know if I have one. I'm gonna go on a spree. I have a list of movies, because it seems like there's a lot of ones I'm looking forward to more than normal. I have a list. That movie Maestro is not on that list.
No.
To answer your
I'm
question.
sure it's great. And maybe I will watch it. I would watch it with Liz. I'm sure they put a lot of work into it, but there are other things I'm more excited to see. And yeah, once I get back from Queens of the Stone Age, I'm going to sit down and just watch everything I can. I'm very excited to watch. I'll catch up on a lot of stuff. And now it's time for
Ad copy.
Oh yeah, it is Tecovas. Aaron, you're a Cowboys boots boy now, aren't you? Aaron's getting involved in the ad read.
Aaron, how'd you get the cowboy boots?
Anthony Games.
That's right. I wore my Nolans in here a couple weeks ago. Aaron said, I like those. Those are really nice. And I said, what size are you? And then I ordered him a pair myself. Got the Nolans for free from the company. Thank you, Tecovas. Thank you. And then I ordered a pair for my boy.
Yep.
Merry Christmas in lieu of a bonus.
If cowboy boots are on the gift wish list, give the gift to Tecovas. What a perfect gift for your significant other, for your parent if you want to go big. They just look awesome. They elevate a casual look, or they make you just they give you a little flair. It will draw some eyes. It'll draw compliments. I got Emeka, the Annie. She chose those. She's very discerning in terms of her footwear. She wore them out to dinner. They look fantastic. She got the cafe color. So you can get the men, you can get the women. You can go to Tecovas if you want in person. Have a cold one and get some gift wrap there if you want to see it in person. I didn't need to see it in person. I was like, I heard it's good. You can see it all online. I just got it.
I've been in a Tecovas store. It's really nice. It's one of those like minimalist stores where they don't have that much up. You know what I mean? It's like a big store and you just like everything's got its own pedestal. It was dope. But my favorite thing about Tecovas, if you're not a cowboy boots boy yet, or a cowboy boots boy girl yet, Tecovas are true to size. I've had other cowboy boots where like I'm a 12 in a Nike, you know what I'm saying? And then you go with cowboy boots and like, oh, you're actually a 10 in these. Like, what are you fucking talking about? Get your measurements correct. Tecova, I'm a 12. Get your size, try them out. Return policy's dope. Tecova.
Handmade by generational artists in Leon, Mexico, in a time-honored tradition made to stand the test of time. I mean, that's why they are a great gift, because they will last as long as you do. If you're still stumped, you can get a great gift card. You don't even need to make a choice if you want. Everyone will be happy with that choice. Start off gifting season on the right foot at tecovas.com. That's TECOVAS.com. Don't go gently, y'all. I was so excited, Anthony, to get my Trade Coffee subscription, to get it in the mail, to get a little huckleberry. That was what I chose. A little Clatch. I didn't actually choose the brands themselves. I just answered the questions of what we wanted. We wanted it to be flavorful, but not too dark. We want something in the morning. That's what Emika wants. Not too bitter for us, but flavorful. And it just comes in the mail. And Walker likes it. It smells good. I mean, he doesn't drink it, but he likes to pretend that he's drinking it, or he tries to take it. And when it comes in the mail, it just smells great. And you don't get enough things in the mail, period. But you definitely don't get enough things in the mail that smell great. Trade is the destination for better coffee at home. Curated for you coffee. It's delivered to your door when and how you want it. Whether you know what you like or you're new to specialty coffee, you just let them pick. Trade makes it very easy and convenient to discover new coffees. It has gift subscriptions, kind of cuts out the worry around shipping deadlines. Digitally, they'll just deliver it instantly to your inbox or to your regular mailbox. You just choose how much you want to spend, how often you want to get it. And like I said, it's delicious, and it's a little pick-me-up. Not just in the morning, but in the mail.
I'll tell you what when I gift a subscription to Trade Coffee, I have friends who have been quitting drinking, getting sober, and they're like, I don't have anything to look forward to, and they get into coffee. So getting this for them is they get a little treat every once in a while. And everyone likes getting coffee. They want to try a new flavor. There's small packages. If you don't like it, you can move on to something else, but getting a gift of coffee, people always love it. Everyone likes it, and maybe they can regift it if they want. But giving a gift of a subscription to Trade Coffee is the only present I can think of that says I love you.
That's it. Plus, it's very annoying when you run out of coffee. I hate that.
The worst.
Every once in a while, it's a morning, you realize I gotta go to Whole Foods or something right now. Give the gift of coffee. Better coffee out. I'm just saying it sucks, and that's why it's nice. With Trade Coffee, it's you always got a little surplus. That's what you need. Give the gift of better coffee at home from now through Christmas. Trade is offering 15% off all gift subscriptions. It's at drinktrade.com/JRVP. You can shop through Christmas Day to save. So you can do it on Christmas Day. Wake up, do it then. Why would you wait until then? Do it now. drinktrade.com/JRVP for 15% off all gift subscriptions through Christmas Day. Our gift to our sponsors is we read twice as long as we needed to for both of those ads. We love you.
That's our gift to the listener.
We love you.
It's our gift to Aaron.
Yeah.
Who came in late and was like, I hope they read the shit out of those ads.
And they did.
And they did.
We got 2 more to come, baby.
And that was
Ad copy.
Let's get to headlines.
Oh, wait.
Let's get to headlines. Let's get to headlines. Let's get to headlines.
I think there was one email, and maybe that's what you were talking about, that wanted us to go back to the days of trying new ones out, making Aaron really work for it. But I thought the spirit of that email was more they wanted to have Aaron feel uncomfortable and put him under the spotlight.
We
pressure
asked
of
about
coming
it.
up with new songs.
We asked about new songs a couple months ago, and Billy was like, absolutely fucking not. Those are the songs. Those are the songs you have. Those are the songs you get. Someone made those songs for you. You're going to use those songs until you die. Until you die. And I was like, Billy, what if we go to take the podcast to a different network? He said, that's the day you die.
A man whose dog was attacked and dragged away by a Siberian tiger wanted to keep that dog, and so he followed the predator's tracks to find his pet, only to be attacked and killed by that same tiger in a forest in eastern Russia, officials said Monday.
If you're in eastern Russia and you got a dog, that dog's getting eaten by a Siberian tiger, a thing that I thought was extinct for sure.
No, it's under 500, but they're
I mix them up with saber-tooth.
They're in the forest.
With saber-tooth tigers, Siberian tigers. Yeah, if you're out there, if you're in Siberia and something takes your dog's gone. Your dog's gone the day it's born. If you're in Siberia, all right, go break rocks or whatever it is you people do over there. I think this is funny because I can just see the guy being gonna get this dog, and then just looking at the tracks as he's walking, not knowing what he's gonna do when he finds it.
Exactly.
But seeing the tracks, and then all of a sudden pounce. Your ghost, your Swayze, in the snow. A story as old as time.
It's the classic case of having a good first part of your plan, but not Not even getting to the second part.
If you're going tracking, you got to have a posse. You got to have people with you. You can't go by yourself. Tiger's not going to attack if you got multiple people because it knows it's being watched. If you're looking down, that tiger's coming. It's coming hard.
Yeah. In newsflash, guess what? Also, they found with the humans' remains.
The dog.
The dog's remains.
Yeah.
That dog was already fucking dead. There was no way the dog was alive.
It is badass. Like the guy who saved his dog from a kangaroo. Went out and got the kangaroos in the. You know, kangaroos, and I've learned this recently. Kangaroos will get in the water and they kind of hunch down in the water, and it looks like they're just like looking at you. They wait for you to come in the water and then they drown you immediately. So this kangaroo had a dog. Aaron, have you seen this video?
No.
Really?
A couple months ago, the dog's like bleeding and the kangaroo's got it like just above the water, and the guy's like, I got to get it, and you see the guy go fly. The kangaroo just fucks him up. And then they both get away. You can save your dog. Chances are you're going to die. You're both going to die. That's why what I do, people are like, what would you do about Rummy? Rummy's taken down the Siberian tiger. That Siberian tiger's looking at Rummy's tracks. And then he's trying to find me because he thinks I'm in danger from Rummy. And then I jump out and I kill the Siberian tiger. That's how that goes down in Russia.
I think it's metal. The whole thing's metal. I mean, this tiger is a badass tiger. You could potentially
There's no pussy tigers.
take him down, but this was a baller move to lure this guy. They knew that the owner was going to come.
If I was going to track a Siberian tiger, I would do the Pink Panther theme song while I did it.
This tiger's a hero. It's
Did the tiger get killed, I assume? Or did they?
No, that's the thing.
They only got 500. You can't. They can do whatever.
The Amur Tiger Center, which is, I looked it up, it's near the village of Obor. I mean, they're trying to preserve these tigers. And so they knew what happened, and they're getting the word out to tell people not to do dumb shit like this because there's tigers in those forests, and you're going to eat it. They're trying to keep them.
Diplomatic immunity is what they call it. Mm-hmm. If we changed the music, if Billy ever let us change the music, you would miss it. You would miss the old music. That's a banger. That's a Billy banger.
I don't know if you just have kangaroos on the brain, because our next story is about a kangaroo.
What? That's awesome.
Kangaroos suck. I mean, they kind of are overrated. No? They fucking wait in the water to drown your dog, and they just like... Have you ever seen those videos where like a car is driving and the kangaroo's like jumping next to it? That shit's scary.
They are scary. They're scary animals. They do the boxing thing. That's scary. They got the pouch. That's scary. Yep. They live on an island all together. Scary. They're fucking nuts, but people like them. Kangaroo Jack, everybody's favorite movie.
Yeah.
Remember that? And the kangaroo raps? For that 1 second of the movie they used in the commercial, but they're not at all in the movie. It's just a regular kangaroo.
Wait, really?
Yeah. Jerry O'Connell was in it. And it makes it, the kangaroo's wearing sunglasses and rapping, and then you watch the movie and it's just like them having like a fever dream because they're so tired from chasing the kangaroo Jack. I don't think it even really wears a shirt.
Did I tell you when I went to London?
I've never seen the movie. So someone get back. JRVP Junior Vice President gmail.com. Give us a synopsis. We'll break it down at the end of the year as a Christmas present to the fans.
I was gonna say, did you know when I went to London, the show I do on Friday, Making Picks, Game Day View. I'm in first place in the picks, by the way. Pick the games every week. NFL Network, 5 p.m. Pacific. When I was gone for a week, Jerry O'Connell was brought in to replace me.
Comparable.
Big shoes. Big shoes. I mean, you both slept with Rebecca Romaine Stamos. So there you go.
A kangaroo was on the loose last week east of Toronto. Was found and captured early Monday after punching a police officer in the face.
Now, when you say punch in the face, because I've seen kangaroos fight and they don't punch. They got little hands. It's a kick, and it's a hard kick.
Yeah.
It fucks you up. Did he get kicked in the face, or did he actually punched him?
They might have exaggerated. It was a tussle. And the guy got fucked up in the face. I don't know if it was exactly a punch, but they said punch. And then a couple days later, the cops were like, well, they didn't actually punch us. Like, they were kind of pushing back against the newspaper report. But there's a video. You can kind of see it, and they're tussling, you know.
If a kangaroo kicks you, listen, that's what kangaroos do. If a kangaroo punches you, you had it coming. If a kangaroo punches you, they take so much for them to punch. It would be like if a Tyrannosaurus Rex eats you. That's what they do. If it slaps you in the face with its little hand, you had to do something to deserve that. Am I right, Aaron?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what the kangaroo's handlers told them to do once they had it cornered or whatever?
Hit it back?
Grab it by the tail. For real.
Get out.
Mm-hmm.
That's the trick? And then what? Once you have it, what do you do?
I don't fucking know. I don't know.
I've seen
It's a
people do the
kangaroo.
thing where they put its hand, you put your hand on its chest. Because kangaroos are jacked in the chest, but you put your hand, that way it can't, if it goes to kick, it can't. You're kind of pushing it back away.
What do you mean they're jacked in the chest?
You've seen a kangaroo's like it's flexing. They got chest muscles, like they look cut. I told my personal trainer, I was like, I want to get kangaroo jacked, and they knew exactly what I meant. Why is a kangaroo in Japan?
No, Toronto.
No, Shaba.
It was in Toronto.
Why did I think Oshawa was Japan? What am I thinking of? Okinawa?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you were thinking.
Oshawa is the Okinawa of Canada.
Toronto.
Toronto. And now it's time for
Ad copy.
It is. We got Factor back. Great end of the year gift.
Factor got us back. Factor was like, hey, what's this dip coming from? Oh, yeah, we haven't been on JRVP in a minute. Those guys love us. Let's get back on there and have them tell the people in time for Christmas. People should not be going hungry anymore now that Factor Meals is delivering.
Actually, now that I look at our ads, we did them like 2 weeks ago. But this bustling holiday season, you might be looking for nutritious, flavorful meals to fuel you on your jam-packed days. This is where Factor comes in. Number one in America in terms of the ready-to-eat meal delivery service. There's other competition. Factor's number one. Helps you for breakfast, lunch, and dinner with chef-prepared, dietitian-approved, ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. You save time. You don't need to meal prep. You can meal prep. You can get the big ones ready, but there's all those meals in between that you don't have to want to worry about.
Everybody's getting fat as hell this holiday season. Here's what you do. You're going to grandma's for dinner. Yeah, you're going to eat the cookies. You're going to eat all that stuff. What you do is for lunch, you throw a little Factor down. Mm-hmm. You know? That way you're getting your health in early, and then you can splurge. Just sprinkle in some Factor. You don't have to go all Factor all the time, but you can. If you want to get cut like me in kangaroos, or you can just have it every once in a while, balance things out. Factor.
Yeah, you get 35 plus different meals every week that you can choose from. You can get different preferences like Calorie Smart, vegan, veggie, protein plus, or just I just go for the old regular ones. It's about 550 calories or less per serving. That's the Calorie Smart option. You can also do Protein Plus with 30 grams of protein. I like that. Again, it's not just for dinner. You can mix it up with a bunch of different snacks, breakfast, lunch on the go, smoothies. The smoothies are delicious. I got those delivered. The shakes. This December, you get Factor. Enjoy eating well without the hassle. Simply choose your meals. Enjoy fresh, flavor-packed meals delivered to your door, ready in 2 minutes. No prep, no mess. Get those smoothies. It'll make you happy. It'll make anyone around you happy. Head to factormeals.com/JRVP50. You use the code JRVP50, you get 50% off. That's a lot. Code JRVP50, factormeals.com/JRVP50 to get 50% off. Just the word slash. Meal, you know, it's not good for the lisp that I have. You know what I mean? Slash.
Tell it to Cordell Stewart.
How is Cordell doing these days?
Great.
You know what he's wearing?
Tommy John.
Look, John.
I found out about Tommy John from Lamar Odom. Okay? Tommy John is my everything. All my underwear, Tommy John, except for one. I got 3 pairs of a different brand. When I was on the road, I forgot to pack underwear. And whenever I reach into my drawer, I got a whole drawer full of different Tommy Johns. And I pull out the other ones by mistake. I'm disgusted. They're so comfortable. They're so comfortable. They're so good. It's the only underwear I want to wear. Tommy John. Dress like me. Dress like me from the top of your belly button to the middle of your thigh. That's the best you can do.
That's the best part of the body. There's 2 kinds of gifts in the world, oohs and ahs. You want some oohs? Guaranteed? Be bold. Give the gift of Tommy John underwear. Anthony's right. I got, my drawer in my bedroom. I got my stacks of Tommy Johns. And then there's like these other 2 Tommy John wannabes that are just there as backups. They're always just sitting there lonely. Mm-hmm. The only times they ever get used is when I haven't washed my Tommy Johns.
Or if you know you're going to get stuck on an elevator and you're going to have to shit yourself, you don't want to do it in the Tommy Johns. They're too nice. I love them.
It's softness season, by the way. I didn't know that. You can give the comfort to everyone on your list. They have underwear. They have loungewear. They have nice pajamas. I love the pajamas. With over 20 million pairs sold, thousands of 5-star reviews, giving Tommy John is now a holiday tradition. 97% of women and men love giving the gift to Tommy John. Make it 98. That's how math works, right? You're adding me. ShopTommyJohn.com/JRVP right now for the holidays. You get 20% off your first order. You can save 20% for a limited time at TommyJohn.com/JRVP. Again, it's TommyJohn.com/JRVP. You can see that site for some details.
And look, I'm all about the underwear. That's all I talk about. I love the underwear, but their pajamas are also super legit. I'm not a pajama guy, but they are awesome. And that was
Ad copy.
Let's get back to headlines and finish this bitch out. Second to last episode of the year. Jeselnik Rosenthal Vanity Project.
JRVP. Junior Vice President.
Yeah, you got to get that your top 5 books list ready, or whatever the number it is that we decide for
You want to do
next
top
week.
books, movies, TV shows?
Although I really don't even have... I got to go see the movies. I'm going to save movies for like the Oscar season or something, because then I'll be caught up. But
You
books,
look
yes.
like a fucking asshole when I'm here talking about Kangaroo Jack and you don't have anything to say.
I do have a movie to recommendation station. There's a little tease. But first, we're going to talk about headlines. And you don't know what it's like to be a parent. I do. Once you're a parent, you're always a parent. Something I've thought about with my parents. It's like, they're still parenting me.
Hey, you think Liz and I know role play?
You're still a parent, even when your kids are grown. So even at 83, if your daughter asks you to come over and help you pack for her move, you just go. You do it. You help. And then you fall down an unseen 50-foot well shaft to your death when the rotting floor of the house collapses.
So the mom...
Yeah.
It was just the mom and the daughter.
Yeah.
And they were moving out.
Yeah.
They almost made it. I wonder, how long did she live there?
Good question. I don't know.
That's some bad luck. These
it was
things
the daughter
haunt me.
that was moving. The mom's 83. She comes over, and the house had been there since 1920, and they did find the original like plans for it, and they're like, oh, yep, there's a well shaft.
I love the idea of in 1920 someone building that house and be like, hey, should we not build it right over the well? I'm like, this will be good. I guarantee it for 100 years. I guarantee it for 100 years. It's going to be fine. And then I go, all right, if he's guaranteeing it. I think this haunts me. Did you ever see the video of, I don't know if it's in Japan or where it is, but it's an Asian, everyone in the video is Asian. It's an escalator. And a woman's coming up with her kid, and right as she gets to the top, the floor collapses. She throws her kid, and then comes down, and you like see her kind of go down a little bit, and then she's gone, and she's killed. But she saved her kid, and it's the escalator just like, and you know what's happening. That is terrifying to me. A sinkhole, terrifying. Quicksand, terrifying. This is bad, but at least if it's going to be one of them, you want it to be the 86. She got 86th. The daughter's like, okay, if the mom could choose herself or her daughter to fall down the 100-year-old well, she's taking herself. So there it is. That the daughter can now tell that story, dine out in that story for a while.
Yeah.
Get some sympathy. But mom, that's my worst fear. Worst fear. But if you're 86, maybe it's a fun way to go. If you're 86, you want to die in a cool way. That's a cool way.
Yeah, I remember when we started working at the Sea Shanty, I didn't know what 86th meant. Like that.
Oh, really?
That isn't something that. Do you know what 86 means? Aaron? Okay. And now that you're adults, I feel like they don't teach you that in school. Look it up. We're not going to explain
You've been in a restaurant and heard them yell like 86 oysters. 86 that one woman.
I loved your theory that it was going to last 100 years. They had the 100-year guarantee, And they got 3 free years out of it. It's kind of like, like the chips are expired, and sometimes they'll last an extra 2 or 3 years, and you're like, it still tastes good. But at some point, it goes bad, and then she's walking in the kitchen, and the floor just out of nowhere gives way 50 feet down. That's so fucked.
You're in the situation. You're walking in your daughter's kitchen. You feel the floor give way. You can tell. You know immediately it's a well. Do you have the wherewithal
To shit your pants.
to make a wish? Do you have the wherewithal to make a wish before you hit the ground? Because then it's got to come true. God has to do that for you. And who knows what she wished for? We'll never know until we die and go to heaven and ask God what she asked for.
I would think it was like the Super Mario Brothers, like portal type thing. I wouldn't have just immediately gone to well.
Do you think when she heard her mom scream, heard the crash, do you walk into the room and say, well? You could. Is it in bad taste? I don't know. I feel like I would want to do that.
But you know what helps, like in times of grief and tragedy?
Terrence Trent D'Arby?
I was going to say humor. So I just think maybe that would make you feel better in the moment. It took the rescuers nearly 4 hours to get the woman's body out of the hole, according to the coroner, who says, I've never seen anything like this. She first called the police, and I don't think she knew where her mom went, actually, which that part doesn't totally make sense to me, that she didn't understand it. She was searching in the crawl space under the house and like couldn't find her, and the police came over and they couldn't figure it out, and they called the fire department and they figured it right out, and then it took them like 4 hours to get down there.
Yeah, you wouldn't automatically assume. You wouldn't automatically assume. Well, you'd be like, hey, wait, I can't find my mom. I can't hear her. She's wishing.
Last headline.
The Ohio Supreme Court suspended an attorney recently who defecated into a Pringles potato chip can and tossed it into a parking lot of a crime victim advocacy center.
Like, why is that? Were they having a meeting in the center? Like, just throwing it into the parking lot, he might not have known it was a victim advocates.
Oh, that's what he said.
Center.
That's what he said.
He said he was just pooping in a Pringles can.
Yeah.
Because that is
his defense is amazing.
I'm gonna guess.
Okay.
Because if you're gonna poop in a can, Pringles can is both the worst and the best.
I think it's the best.
No, it's too narrow that you really got to nail it.
Yeah,
you're
really
getting some on the sides. You want like the Planters cheese puffs.
Oh yeah,
It's cheese balls. It's a big old can. You're gonna have a lot of poop rolling around in there. It's not as compact, but you're not gonna get it on the sides of the can.
Yeah, but I just think for the showmanship, for the production value, when they open the can, you're not going to beat a Pringles.
Oh,
no, let me tell you what you do. You get the can that says this just says like nuts on the side, but has the spring-loaded thing in there. You poop on top of that. Now you got a party. Now if you gave someone like the fake can with the snake in it, but shit in it on top of it, that's the funniest prank you could ever do.
But the Pringles can is the fake snake can of chips. I mean, just imagine you're like, oh, this is gonna be great, sour cream in it. Oh,
but not if it's if it's flying out of your face. If it's flying out of your face, then you're like, this is a prank. If you just open it up, because you're gonna pick up that Pringles can and know something's wrong. Pringles cans, if there's any kind of moisture in there, it's coming out. Yeah. You'll know it's a poop.
It's also very light. It's like as light as the can.
So give me his defense.
His defense, again, a longtime lawyer. I think he was in his 40s. He said he didn't target anyone. It was just a coincidence that it was the Crime Victim Advocacy Center. His defense was that he has a habit of putting his feces into Pringles cans and randomly throwing them from his car, and that he does this prank at least 10 times a year.
So he calls it a prank.
Yes.
He's like, someone's
going to walk around. He says it's a prank. I
love
to shit in the things, and I just throw it. It wasn't some sort of like, lawyer on lawyer crime, hate crime, or whatever you want to call it. It was just a prank. Don't suspend me for that.
So they caught him on camera driving by and were like, okay, well, they looked up the license plate. It wasn't like someone walked out there and was like, oh, this Pringles can's full of shit. I bet it was Jenkins. I bet Jenkins did this. He hates victims.
No.
What kind of lawyer hates the victims?
It's amazing. It's amazing. So they were like, okay, that's your defense. And I guess like he was trying to come up with what would have legally gotten you off the hook. Because I guess if someone was doing that, that would have legally been okay enough to not lose your job or get suspended.
Disbarred.
And they were like, bro, you were scheduled to go against this exact advocacy group 15 minutes after you threw the can at them. At the time, he was representing someone accused of capital murder, and that this advocacy group was helping to defend, the defendant. And he sent it like 15 minutes before he was about to face them in court. So it didn't really work. That he's like, oh yeah, it's just a random throwing.
Yeah, but what is he trying to do?
He's fucking crazy.
It's like, Your Honor,
he fucking hates them and he's crazy.
Your Honor, I was so prepared for this case, but someone got in my head with this Pringles can full of shit that I found rolling around in my parking lot and opened up, thinking I could eat some Pringles before the case. Give me the energy I need.
I mean, I think anyone that is pooping into Pringles cans and throwing at it, they're not well. They're just fucking pissed. He hates this advocacy group. He loves capital murderers, and he's like, stop trying to take me down. I'm trying to defend this guy.
Imagine you're sitting on trial for capital murder, and your lawyer sits down and goes, don't worry about today. I took care of it. Don't say anything. I got this one. I think the punishment should be he's allowed to keep practicing law, but he is not allowed to shit in anything but Pringles cans forever. Gotta be a Pringles can. And now it's time for recommendation station. Come on, Eileen. Greg, what are you going to recommend this week?
You
I
figured
burned
it
you.
out? How did you know? You saw the movie?
No, I saw a tweet or Instagram that you...
I did send it on Instagram.
I just know that you saw it this week and liked it.
I saw Eileen, which is a movie based on a book by one of JRVP's favorites, Otessa Moshfegh.
Who's in the movie?
Anne Hathaway is the supporting role. Is fantastic. I need to find I should find the name of the lead actress because she was awesome. She's been in a lot of stuff too, and she carries it. Thomasin McKenzie. Do you know who that is?
No.
You would recognize her. They are great, and I'm not saying it's like a perfect movie, but I love a novel that totally captured like the feel of the book. The book's very interior, so you can't get all that, but it's a creepy as fuck book. It's like tight. It's caustic. It's very Massachusetts. You don't exactly know where it's going. I'd forgotten enough about the book where the movie did this for me too. It's like 96 minutes. It's very much in like a Hitchcock sort of creepy coastal town. Like, what the fuck's gonna happen? And Anne Hathaway's great in it. She really vamps playing this like psychologist who's like this beautiful, almost like Hollywood type person who comes into this town, and this very basic woman who works at a kid's prison kind of becomes infatuated with her and all this stuff. But the thing I loved was it really captured like the feel of the book. Like how I felt reading the book was how I felt watching the movie, and I really enjoyed it. And it makes sense because she co-wrote the script, and she did a great job with it.
Great. I will definitely check that out. Aaron, did you read Eileen?
No.
I read it and I don't remember it. Like if I read the back, I'd be like, oh yeah, this book I know, but I want to see the movie without and be like, oh yeah, I remember all of this. Were you kind of like following along with the book as you watched the movie?
I had forgotten.
Cool. I will check it out. It's in theaters now? Or it's on demand? My recommendation this week, this is an older book, but my two favorite books of the year, no spoiler at all. Chain Gang All-Stars, I can't shut the fuck up about. And then my second, and I wouldn't argue about putting this first, it's so great, is The Bee Sting by Paul Murray. And when I was in New York talking to my friend Isaac Fitzgerald, my new friend, who wrote Dirtbag Massachusetts, and I invited him to the show. We were talking for a little bit. He was like, yeah, I know. I love that you love Chain Gang All-Stars. What else have you loved this year? And I was like, the only book I can even comes close was The Bee Sting. And he and his girlfriend were like, oh, who was in publishing, were like, oh my God, that's amazing. We love that one. You loved Skippy Dies, right? And I'm like, what's that? Paul Murray, his first book was called Skippy Dies. And it literally opens with the death. This is not a spoiler. It opens with the death of a kid named Skippy. It all takes place in a private school. And with different boys, different girls, and it's very much like the Bee Sting, and that different chapters follow different characters. Things kind of come together. It is beautiful. Skippy Dies. It's like the Bee Sting, only with all 14-year-old boys. But Skippy Dies is incredible. One of my favorite books I've read this year, even though it came out years ago. Definitely read The Bee Sting. You don't have to read one before the other, but The Bee Sting is absolutely incredible. I was talking to your mom about that. Your mom said she's not going to read Chain Gang All-Stars. Sounds too violent. I was like, you're right. But The Bee Sting, she said she's very into.
I'm in the middle of The Bee Sting right now.
And Skippy Dies, I thought maybe I'll wait a little bit to read Skippy Dies because I just read The Bee Sting, but I love The Bee Sting so much I went right into it and was thrilled that I did. I'll read anything Paul Murray reads, but Skippy Dies is The Bee Sting, only it's all 14-year-old boys doing sex and drugs and shit, and it's fucking incredible. It is an incredible book. Read Skippy Dies by Paul Murray. Aaron, you want to recommend anything for the holiday season?
No, I don't have anything. I've watched a bunch of stuff and I've not loved anything. So it's just,
that's 2023. That's the strike talking right now. Well, Aaron, thank you for coming in late like this. And again, to all our fans who have been listening while I've been on the road, and it's been football season, it's been crazy. Thank you for putting up with us. We've been doing our best. It's going to get better. We're going to be having more fun. We're not going to have as many two in a week kind of things. We're going to enjoy it. Thank you so much. Thank you for the bracelets. We'll open them soon. Next week, best of Walker. You know what? No, Walker, sit this one out. Debbie, my little dinner date. Get us out of here, baby.
Whoa, Nelly Furtado. That's a spicy meatball. Is that okay, Greggy?